Harry's wife. She just doesn't get it. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I've explained to you about the blindness of Harry's wife, where she is unable to see that her behaviours are odious, grasping, entitled, acting without accountability, and downright despicable. She thinks that she can do no wrong, and that anybody that criticises her is of course a racist, a hater, a misogynist, etc. One way in which she simply doesn't read the room or understand the way that she behaves is problematic is with regards to the relentless self-promotion. In parts passing, we have seen the necessity of the PR puff pieces, whereby the PR dollars are utilised to ensure that certain supine publications such as People.com, Tatler, Harper's Bazaar, the Daily Mirror, and of course Hello are utilised for the purposes of putting out pro-Harry's wife pieces to make her seem like a fashion icon, to make her seem like she is St. Harry's wife of all matters empathic. This is, of course, the need to assert control and her facade management also. There's also the fact of this oversharing about her life. You will find this with certain narcissists. Indeed, many of you will be nodding right now as you can think of perhaps a narcissist you're romantically involved in, but often a familial or social one who basically lives their life through telling everybody else about what they're doing. When you have bought a new stereo, they happen to have one, but theirs is better than yours. They have a shirt like that, but theirs suits them. They have to tell you about the latest holiday that they've been on, but in greater detail, explaining how fabulous and wonderful it was and how it surpassed all holidays that have ever been taken by anybody in the history of ever. Their new car has to be publicised, and they go through it in detail with you about it, not only in the run-up to when they receive it, but when they do receive it, driving it around, standing there, polishing it, telling you all about it, offering a journey for you in it, talking about how it's been running, and so on and so forth. Whatever it might be, relationship of an intimate nature, friendships, what's going on at work, what they've bought, the new dining table that they've purchased, the new dress that they've obtained, the flower arrangement that they've conducted, whatever it is, you have to be told about it. Or, even more so with the advent of social media, it's posted, festooned across social media, pictures of what they've had to eat, pictures of little Tabitha's first few steps, pictures of that new garland that they've received, pictures of the lawn being mowed, pictures of where they've gone on holiday, pictures and announcements and pictures and declarations and bulletins. A tsunami of overshared information about the minutiae of their life. Nothing is private, it is all there for public consumption. And Harry's wife, notwithstanding her hypocrisy of claiming privacy, she has to repeatedly put it out there. Why? Well, quite simply, she believes that everybody's interested in what she is doing and saying. Her narcissism tells her that she is the elite of interesting people, that every word that she says has the consequences of reverberating around the globe, that every flutter of her eyelashes causes 1,000 male hearts to swoon, that whatever she is wearing is going to be picked up and immediately sell out in the stores, that the places that she's been to are going to be swarmed with eager visitors, desperate to sample the places that she has been to. She believes that she is that colossus, and therefore everything that she does ought to be recorded, ought to be documented, ought to be logged. She doesn't realise, of course, that this oversharing is tedious. She doesn't realise that this is a boundary intrusion. She doesn't realise that she isn't interesting in the slightest. And she also fails to realise that much of what she does actually induces mega cringe. Much of what she does is cringe-worthy and generates second-hand embarrassment, but she doesn't see it. You'll have often seen in the past those individuals that turn up and you think to yourself, good Lord, how can they get away with being the way that they do and not see that they look like a complete goon, that they look like a complete idiot? They have the hide of a rhino. And sometimes you might even wish that you were able to do that, the way that they turn up to a party and basically announce their arrival as if it's the coming of Christ. The narcissist does so because the narcissist compels that that is what must be done in order to draw that fuel. And it's often done in a way which is tone deaf, a failure to read the room, as the popular phrase goes. But the narcissist doesn't care. The narcissist doesn't see, so long as the narcissism directs the narcissist to get to the prime aims. And this is exemplified in a recent article by Kevin Meghan in The Times, which tells us as follows. Harry's wife. What happens on wedding dance floors should stay there. Harry and Harry's wife are at it again. This time, as part of a new teaser for their Netflix documentary series, they've released perhaps their most disturbing images yet. From the wedding night. No, not those images, although it's surprising what they seem prepared to put out if the signalling is virtuous enough. These are private dance floor photos, taken during their reception at Frogmore House on the Windsor estate in 2018, and they're not pretty. Well, technically, yes, they're pretty. They were shot in lush monochrome or warm pastel colours. The framing is impeccable. And like everything so far associated with this rigidly authored show, the pictures bear the hallmarks of a production that's been painstakingly curated to within an inch of its pristine, self-satisfied existence. But they also reveal a deeper truth. Beneath the surface, dazzle, they remind us that all wedding reception photographs are mostly rubbish, often embarrassing and best regarded as cheesy keepsakes for the lucky couple, not to be shared with friends and family, and certainly not with the entire streaming universe. Harry and Harry's wife's pictures, for instance, are accompanied by Harry's wife's enthusiastic reminiscences about their cherished first dance to Wilson Pickett's Land of a Thousand Dances. To that song's list of iconic moves, including the mashed potato and the alligator, we now have to add the flycatcher, courtesy of Harry's unfortunate habit of dancing mouth agog. Either that or he's just screaming, ah. Then they're the couple's pout to pout. Probably felt cool at the time. The Harry bump and grind, legs open, groin forward, echoes of his famous Jamaican tour routine from 2012, and the Elton John. The 75-year-old singer makes an appearance clutching a drink and deftly executing the flycatcher. Point being, dance floor photographs are excruciating in all contexts. You simply cannot spin them into narrative gold. Me? I'm not stupid. I didn't do official reception pics at my own wedding. I've been to enough disasters by then to know better. I won't list them here, but it's noteworthy that no epic fail online clip compilation is complete without a sizable chunk devoted to dance floor mishaps at wedding receptions. These inevitably illustrate the long-established and lethal formula of high heels plus polished wooden floorboards plus alcohol plus bouquet tossing equal ankle-snapping hilarity. And I don't even like dancing. I'm that guy at the wedding who will root himself to a bar stool for most of the night, get dragged onto the floor during I Will Survive or Dancing Queen, do the mashed potato for 5 minutes solid, then return for the rest of the night, relieve job done to the bar. Dancing is really for the kids. I never felt comfortable in my teens or early 20s when a creepy old fart, basically anyone over 30, joined the dance floor, so I'm not going to perpetuate that cycle. Dancing at weddings for men of a certain age is just too close to Tom Jones crashing a school disco. Weddings, too, have become loathsomely performance-oriented. No one fancies a boring old romantic first dance anymore. Think Rocking Slowly to At Last by Etta James. They have to gather bridesmaids and groomsmen together to unleash some ridiculously well-drilled version of Michael Jackson's Thriller or the climax of Dirty Dancing. The last time I danced at a wedding, it was with my then 4-year-old son. There was a babysitting crisis. We shuffled about idiotically on the floor together. I think we wrecked the vibe. Which reminds me, I was once at a wedding reception where late into the night the former Prime Minister David Cameron started dancing slowly, a bit of a laugh style, with a male companion. When the official photographer tried to capture the image, an official suddenly emerged from the shadows and told her to put the lens away. See, even Cameron gets it. What happens on the dance floor stays on the dance floor, unless, of course, you're Harry and Harry's wife. This article encapsulates the oversharing that Harry's wife engages in because she believes that she's simply magnificent at everything. Powered by that delusion, she clearly isn't. But it gives you another opportunity to understand that mentality of the narcissist when it comes to making it all about her. And the fact is, with the oversharing, she just simply doesn't get it because the narcissism will not allow it. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.